PSA sent my sub back in a long box. I like long boxes because you can keep all your crap in there. This is a bunch of top loaders from cards I've purchased to grade over like the last year. Anyway, let's get into it. Yeah, this sub was insanely quick. It got back to me in 29 days. It's like 4-week turnaround time. I sent 29 cards, I sent some One Piece and so sent some Pokemon, and I got a really good result on the gem mint rate. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably already seen it. For everyone watching on YouTube, let's get straight into it and see what we get in the One Piece cards. So first up, we have Porkus the Ace in a PSA 10. So this is a Championship 2023 card. You can see the stamp promo kind of stamp on there. That was for the competition that was held earlier this year. So it's actually, yeah, it's stamped 2023, but they are from 2024 at the 2024 event. So we get a PSA 10 there. Also, that one comes in a population of 47 currently, so relatively new, still quite low pop. Next up, we have Monkey D. Luffy. So if you watch the show, Monkey is the main character. He is the captain of the Straw Hat crew. Comes in at a PSA 10 again. It's a Sanji. So this came in a PSA 9 again. You'll see the Championship 2023. So that's my first PSA 9 on the sub. Luffy, yes it is. So Luffy again. So I got two of those back to back. Sequential certs. Trying to sell One Piece. I thought I'd dabble in a little bit of One Piece. Seems to be popping off at the moment. And the rest should be Pokemon. So we have the Celebrations Mew. This one I've graded a few times. I have one of these in my set. This comes in a population of 2,149 in a PSA 10. So like 2,000 of these. That's it's a crazy number to think about. Next up we have the M Rayquaza EX coming in at a PSA 10. This one I'm actually keeping. This is going into my Celebrations set. If you have been following me over on Instagram, it's Brodieplays Pokemon, but I did put this on the back burner, but I have been trying to complete the Celebrations Classic Collection in PSA 10. So I think I'm about 65 to 70% done now. There's just some of the cheaper cards I need to send to PSA, and I've kind of been waiting for the price to drop for PSA subs and also to kind of get the alt art set done a bit more. Next we have Venusaur Celebration. So this coming in at around 10,600 in PSA 10. So I've graded, over my time I've graded a lot of these in the Blastoise. Yeah, currently I'd say they're probably selling around $80, $70. That's Australian dollars. Next up, we have the Gold Mew from Celebrations coming in at a PSA 10. I think last time I had one of these, probably sold it for around 150 on eBay. So I guess after fees and shipping, probably 125 or 120 in my pocket, which was nice. And that comes in at a population of 8,500, which is absolutely insane. Next up, we have Shining Magikarp from Celebrations in a PSA 10 again. This coming in a population of 3,600. Next up, we have Umbreon. Again, Celebrations. This is like the first time I've actually done a fair bit of Celebrations in a while. So plenty of Celebrations cards in here. So the Umbreon, this is, if you know of Kuda, he did the Gold Star artworks back in the EX era. So he did all of the artworks, and you can see that there's a Gold Star symbol there next to the Umbreon name. And that comes in at a population of 6,299, which is huge. Next up, Radiant Charizard from Crown Zenith. I'm assuming the next Charizard is also, yes it is, it's also a Charizard, and it's the other Radiant. So I had this debate last time on YouTube. I want to know, which one do you think is the better artwork? My preference is the Pokemon Go one, but yeah, each their own. So the Crown Zenith Zard coming in at 7,069 in PSA 10, and then the Pokemon Go Radiant Charizard coming in at 7,800. Both awesome cards and really high populations. Next up, Miraidon EX, my first time grading one of these, coming in at a population of 1,690. I picked this up from Mint Collectibles in Brisbane. Shout out to Isaac, Zach and Mitch up there if you guys watch this. Great store. They sell a variety of sports, Pokemon, One Piece, Dragon Ball, all sorts of stuff. They have trade nights. They play the TCG pretty regularly for both Pokemon and One Piece. I think they have like One Piece on a Sunday and Pokemon on a Thursday or Wednesday night. Yeah, anyway, I picked this up from those guys, and I think a couple of these cards in the submission are actually from Mint as well. So the Miraidon EX, yeah, I'm gonna slowly start picking up the SIR cards from Scarlet and Violet to add to my set. I think I still have one of the other legendaries, the green one. I can't even think of the name of it, but I do have that, and I will send that off eventually. So there's the Miraidon EX. Next up, Charizard V from Crown Zenith, number 018. So the equivalent, I think, of the same one from Brilliant Stars, if I'm not mistaken, but this one coming in at a population of 724. Next up we have Garchomp V. So this one, another card I've never graded before, the Garchomp and Cynthia. So this one is a trainer gallery card from Astral Radiance, and that comes in at a population of 1,527. So yeah, you can see the 10 pile is stacked up. We've only got that one card, one piece that is a PSA 9 so far. Next up, Arceus, Dialga, Palkia from Cosmic Eclipse. This is another one I've never graded before. Picked this up one from Mint as well. I think I paid $16 for this, and I think a PSA 10 probably goes for 100 plus. So this will be a nice little sell if I can get it sold. It'll be a nice little margin on this one, and that comes in a population of 597. The Dialga V-Star Origin Form from Crown Zenith, the secret. GG68. This is right behind one of my favorites, the Giratina, which I have raw. I haven't graded yet, but I pulled one myself, so I got that off to the side, waiting to send one day. So the Dialga itself comes in at 3,400 in PSA 10. Very cool card. I think I picked this one up on eBay. Next up we have Glaceon V-Star. I haven't graded one of these in a while, but I think I was picking a lot of this Crown Zenith stuff. I was picking up around December, January, after we had that massive cheap discount Kmart sale of those were they the Zacian boxes. I picked up a heap of Crown Zenith, pretty cheap as well, so I've been able to just funnel some of that through and grade that over time. So the Glaceon V-Star, this comes in at a population of 2,681, and then I should have a Leafeon after this. Yes, we do. We have Leafeon in a PSA 10. This one, I've got one of these that I pulled myself in a PSA 10, graded a while ago. Lovely card. I really like this one. This comes in at a population of 2,869. So about 200 ahead of the Glaceon in terms of population. Next up, Raikou V. Raikou, however you pronounce it. That's pretty cool with the certs. Actually got all those zeros on the end. This one comes in a population of 2,844. Massive pop, very cool card. I think this has actually become the most expensive out of the Raikou, Suicune, and Entei. I'm pretty sure this is currently sitting as the most expensive, which I didn't expect. I thought the Suicune would actually be the most expensive. Next up, we have a PSA 8 Suicune V from Crown Zenith. I seriously thought this was going to get a 10. A little bit top heavy, not much, potentially some surface issues on here, because otherwise it's pretty clean. So yeah, that's my second less than PSA 10 grade. So I've got a 8, 9, and a bunch of 10s. And the last one should be Entei V, and it is Entei V coming in at PSA 10. This is a population of 3,226. That's absolutely insane. Again, the populations of modern Pokemon cards are crazy at the moment. It's absolutely insane. Next up, we have, I think it'll be Tyranitar, and it is Tyranitar EX with the crown, or whatever you want to call that disco ball on his head. This coming in at a population of 833. I've actually graded a few of these now. I've probably graded four or so. I've got one in my collection for my Tyranitar collection, but yeah, I've graded a few of these now. I think I sold my last one around $70 plus post, so that seems to be the going rate for these. I wouldn't try to sell these anymore. Like trying to sell one of these for something like $100, not going to work. Now the last few cards should be all of my alt arts, so let's move that aside, get this out of the way. We can go from the top. So we have Ice Rider Calyrex coming in at a population of 1,043. I actually was super concerned that this was not going to get a PSA 10 because the bottom center on the front is really, really thin. But this is something I've talked about before, and if you watch my video and you go back to the video where I talk about the PSA 10 populations of the Sword and Shield alt arts, I talk about how some of the VMAX cards have a better chance of getting a PSA 10. And I think this comes down to them not having the top border like the V cards. I get like a normal regular V card, right? This has a top border and a bottom border. So there's a comparison that a PSA grader can make, but on this card, they can't really make that comparison. They can only compare on the back, and typically on the back, there's more leniency. So on the back, this is actually pretty clean. So it was only front that I was worried about, but that is a PSA 10. So I'm happy with that. Then we have the Urshifu VMAX. I picked this one up off eBay pretty recently. I think I paid about $44 for it. Nice and cheap. This is the third lowest PSA graded Sword and Shield alt art. This comes in at 475 PSA 10. So that is only beaten by Sandaconda and Conkeldurr, which are both around 420 to 430. I think Sandaconda's got the lowest pop, but this is number 3. You hardly see these come up, particularly in PSA 10, because there's only 400 and something of them. Like in context of modern Sword and Shield alt arts, like this is really low. Like you've got Umbreon, it's 10,000. You've got Rayquaza's, what, 6,000. You've got Dragonite, 4,000 PSA 10s. Like this is quite low in comparison. So I'm really happy that this one did get the 10, and I can add that to my set. Duraludon VMAX. I picked this one up, I think maybe off eBay or from someone on Facebook, someone just randomly. This comes in a population of 856, so this is on the lower end of the higher populated alt arts from Sword and Shield Evolving Skies. This is, Duraludon, pretty low. Nice card, pretty boring, I would say, in terms of artwork, but yeah, hey, I need to get it for the set. And then we have the Sneasler. This comes in at a population of 525 PSA 10. So again, this is pretty low for Astral Radiance. This one was a nice pickup. Got the Sneasler there, cool artwork. We got two more. We've got the Brilliant Stars Arceus V coming in at a population of just over 3,000. Really cool card. So I just did grade one of these recently, and that's coming back in another submission this week, which you'll see. I did grade another one of these recently, so I'll be keeping this one and selling the other one. So if anyone's looking for an Arceus, Jolie Chambers, if you're watching, someone tag Jolie in this video so he knows that there's an Arceus available for him to buy. And lastly, we have the Slowking V from Chilling Reign coming in at a population of 1,181 with really cool artwork from Kamiya. Kamiya has done some amazing artwork in the TCG. I really like the art style of Kamiya. So that's the Slowking, and that one will be going into my set. I think I have another one of these coming back from PSA this week. So I will be selling the other one and possibly keeping this one just to have a sequential cert with the Arceus. Anyway, guys, that is the video for today. That is 27 PSA 10s and 2 grades below that, one in the 9 and one in the 8. That was a 93% hit rate on 10s. I'm really happy with how this submission went, and looking forward to sending some more cards out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions about grading, hit me up in the comment section, or you can find me on Instagram at Brodieplays Pokemon. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.